Once upon a time, in a magnificent kingdom surrounded by emerald forests and crystal blue lakes, there lived a young princess named Aveline. She was adored by her people for her beauty, but even more for her kindness. Aveline had long golden hair that shimmered like sunlight on water, bright sapphire eyes, and a gentle way of speaking that made everyone around her feel at peace. Despite living in a grand castle filled with music and feasts, Aveline often felt lonely. Her father, the king, was always busy with matters of the kingdom, and her older siblings were preparing for political marriages. So Aveline found comfort in the quiet places of the palace gardens. Her favorite place was an ancient stone well hidden deep in the royal forest. The well was said to be enchanted. Some believed it was connected to the spirit world. Others said it was a gateway to forgotten magic. Aveline loved sitting there to think, read, or play with her treasured golden ball, a gift from her late mother, the queen, engraved with ancient runes symbolizing wisdom and courage. One warm summer afternoon, while birds sang between branches and sunlight danced through leaves, Aveline tossed her golden ball high into the air. It sparkled like a small sun. She caught it again, until one sudden misstep caused the ball to slip through her fingers, bounce on the mossy stones, and roll straight into the well. Aveline gasped. She ran to the edge and leaned over, but the well was so deep she could not even see the bottom. Tears filled her eyes. It felt as though she had lost the last piece of her mother. As she wept, a small croaking voice echoed from below. "Why do you cry, princess?" Aveline looked up in surprise and found a frog sitting on the stone rim of the well. It was no ordinary frog. It had shimmering green skin patterned like tiny emerald scales, large golden eyes with intelligent pupils, and a posture far too calm for a creature of the wild. "My golden ball, it fell into the well," Aveline said, wiping her tears. "It was my mother's. I'll never see it again." The frog blinked thoughtfully. "I can retrieve it for you." "You can?" she asked, startled. "Yes," the frog replied, "but I want something in return. A promise." Aveline hesitated. "What do you want?" "I want to live with you," the frog declared. "To eat from your plate, drink from your cup, and sleep beside you, like a true friend." The princess nearly laughed. A frog living in the palace? The idea was ridiculous. But she was desperate to get her golden ball back. "I promise," she said quickly. "Anything, just bring it back to me." The frog nodded, then dove gracefully into the well. After a moment of splashing and bubbling, he returned with the shining ball balanced on his head. Aveline squealed with joy, scooped up the ball, and ran home without another word. "Princess, your promise," the frog croaked behind her, but she was already gone. CAM, the frog arrives at the castle. That evening, as the royal family gathered for a splendid feast, a strange sound echoed through the hall. Tap, tap, tap. Tiny, wet footsteps approached the enormous wooden doors. Then came a voice. "Princess Aveline, open the door. You made me a promise." The king raised an eyebrow. "Aveline, who is calling for you?" The princess felt her cheeks burn with embarrassment. She slowly opened the door, revealing the little frog sitting proudly like a guest of honor. The king frowned. "Explain." Aveline, ashamed, told her father everything: the well, the golden ball, the frog, and, worst of all, the promise she never intended to keep. The king's voice became stern. A true princess must honor her word. If you gave him a promise, you must fulfill it. Reluctantly, Aveline lifted the frog into the banquet hall. He ate from her golden plate, drank from her crystal cup, and even asked to be carried to her chamber when the evening ended. Aveline felt uncomfortable and annoyed, but she obeyed her father. That night, when the frog asked to sleep on her pillow, Aveline lost her patience. "You're just a frog," she snapped. "Leave me alone." She picked him up and threw him gently but firmly toward the corner of the room. The moment he hit the floor, a brilliant flash of green and gold light filled the room. Star. The curse breaks. Where the frog had landed now stood a young man, tall, handsome, with chestnut hair, emerald eyes, and a royal cape embroidered with silver threads. His presence radiated a noble, ancient magic. Aveline gasped. Who are you? The young man bowed deeply. I am Prince Rowan of the Sapphire Isles. Many years ago, a wicked sorceress cursed me into the form of a frog. Her curse could only be broken when a princess allowed me into her home and treated me as an equal. Aveline felt her anger dissolve, replaced by awe and guilt. I didn't treat you kindly at first. I'm sorry. Rowan smiled softly. Yet you brought me here, and you let me share your table. That was enough to break the spell. The king and the entire court rejoiced when they heard the news. As days passed, Aveline and Rowan spent more and more time together, walking through gardens, laughing by the lake, learning about each other's kingdom. The princess discovered that beneath the frog's strange request had been a lonely heart longing for companionship, much like her own. In time, friendship blossomed into love. And when Prince Rowan returned to his kingdom, he invited Aveline to join him. Their wedding was celebrated under flowering trees with music that echoed across the sea. The two ruled wisely and kindly, reminding everyone that love often appears in the most unexpected forms. And they lived happily ever after.